I'll be very quick about this. Today is I didn't do week 2 sum up last night, because I was busy, but I thought I'd do it real quick today, because today I also did my artist date for week 3, but that's till next week to talk about. But for this week the past week has been recovering a sense of identity. And the funny thing is that the first thing she says is, okay, I did okay this week, but it's just temporary thing. Okay, so I did the morning pages. I probably did them wrong. And that was literally what I was saying in the last video, that I probably did the morning pages wrong, or I probably did the tasks wrong. And I probably was getting too much in my head, and it's very funny that she's calling me out on this. As an artist, we tend to be perfectionists, but we also procrastinate, so it doesn't really work. And that was basically what I was doing. I was overthinking the morning pages and the tasks. What helped this week is that she asks you to write 3 affirmations, each one 5 times, and that really worked, because kind of like that got me in the zone. And then I got to write my morning pages, and the censor, or the one that I call coach, is out of the picture when I'm writing it, even if I write the pages like a few hours after I wake up. And I did something, I don't know if it was in the tasks or if it was mentioned, but I was reading the basic principles and all the creative affirmations before I write, or after I write the morning pages, whatever. But that really helped, because it kind of like also puts you in the Zen mode. Even if I was interrupted or whatever, these kind of made me feel a bit grounded when I was doing any task or any morning pages. Also, I got a notebook specifically for tasks and for basic principles or affirmations. And then I think later there'll be like an artist prayer or something. And so I'm gonna write them all in here. That way I have it all organized. I can go back to it. Because some tasks I need to update. So like one of the tasks is to write 5 more imaginary lives that you want to write. And that's basically like, it would be weird to go back to like this notebook where I'm writing random thoughts or random morning pages thoughts and stuff like that. This is more organized. So, and that way I get my censor or coach organize herself to feel that they're organized, but at the same time I'm being playful. It was an interesting week, because I got the to-do list is to do fun things. Like, it's the write 20 things that you enjoy and do 2 of them. And it was I chose piano and filming. And then there was a chapter about noticing little things, and that is very interesting, because I don't notice little things, and so I used photography and filming to do that. So I film little moments that I usually would not notice, so that whether I compile it as a film or as a little short film, whether I post it or not does not matter. I kind of told myself that I will not, so that I don't feel the pressure or the judgment. So I'm just gonna have a collection of films whenever I feel like filming little things, whenever I feel like it's a pretty moment to document, and that's what I was doing this weekend. What other tasks? About the crazy makers, I mean, I've done this week before, I've done this process before up to that, so I kind of like already cleaned up a lot of the crazy makers in my life. I do have not necessarily crazy makers, but people who are uninspired, and I know when to hang out with these people and when to hang out with inspired artists or ambitious people. I kind of like figured out a balance, because you don't want to hang out with a certain group of people all the time, except your best friends, and my best friends are abroad. So, which leads me to the war. I'm trying so hard to be positive. My family is in Lebanon, and I'm constantly worried about them, but they're safe, and that's all I can ask for. And part of being Muslim is that you become grateful and have so much faith in whatever's going to happen in the uncertain. It's easier said than done, especially in this day and age of capitalism, consumerism, materialistic things. You don't really believe that good things are going to happen. But this book and religion, like proper religion, they work hand in hand in terms of believing that things are going to work out, or whatever happens, it's meant to be, and you have more control over what happens by pure faith in manifestation and affirmation and abundance and all that. So I try to stay positive, and a lot of my morning pages during this week were, it's not fair that now that I'm getting my shit together, that war comes back again. But war has always been part of my life, and politics have always been part of my life. I just have to not let that get in the way. But I'm channeling my anger and my frustration at the world and through my art. So I'm trying to write, trying to get my frustration in there instead of just like curling up and being sad. So that's my journey, and I'm trying to stay true to the process, the artist way, so that I don't like lose my mind, and so that I stay useful and hopeful and helpful for my family and my friends in Lebanon. And it's never easy to see people, your people, going through war, but the suffering that I'm going through and the suffering they go through are two types of suffering. They're both valid, and as my therapist said, there has to be some reason why I'm here, so I can help in ways that I couldn't help if I'm home or if I'm somewhere over there. So I guess that's my destiny in a way. So I have to make something of it, and that's what I'm doing. Let me read the check-ins. Have you done the morning pages every day? I did. There's the I would like to stuff. I wanted to cut my hair, but I don't know if I want to anymore, so I'll think about it. I just wanted to trim the edges. But I wanted to actually see that little corner over there? I want to make it into a little reading corner, but I want like a fluffy rug for it, and I've been procrastinating working on that. I have like all the blankets and all the cushions ready for it, so I got at least the rug ordered, and I should be good to get working on it this week. So that's kind of getting stuff done. I did the morning pages every day. My artist date last week was me watching God Help the Girl movie, because the week before I was talking about how friends from university were making fun of the lyrics from that movie, and so I thought it's about time and cathartic and overall wholesome to just watch the movie and re-experience, look at it from a different way. Questionable scenes sometimes, very weird storyline, but overall it was actually beautiful. The music is amazing. It's kind of like the music that I like, and in a way it was healing, so I think that's what I needed. It was a nice cozy little movie afternoon. Other issues? No, actually this week was pretty smooth, especially that I was on top of the tasks, not because I feel like I had to, like the week before. Like I felt like I have the time to do I have the time to do them, and I want to make the time to do them. I also didn't give myself a hard time if I didn't have the time. I just give it like a couple minutes. So like filming was a couple minutes a day, or not every day. Piano, same thing. To like slowly get into it. But yeah, overall I'm doing much better than the week before, ironically, with the war not rubbing it in. And maybe this is my coping mechanism. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully this week is better, recovering the sense of power. And I saw comments of somebody like following up my process. I think like I feel welcoming. I feel like, please come in and do that process with me, or watch me be weird, or whatever. Like, yeah. So I'll update you guys or myself next week.